Paul Laramie, only on Right News America, the Truth Network. And today, guys, welcome to the show. We're going to talk about the hypocrisy of Democrats calling Republicans Trump supporters, right-wing protesters, domestic terrorists, rioters, and insurrectionists, but yet they turn a blind eye to BLM and Antifa, who are currently in D.C. now, marching through the streets, screaming, "Burn it down." Now, here we have some footage of Joe Biden condemning Trump supporters, calling them domestic terrorists, insurrectionists, and rioters, demanding that action be taken. Here's the clip of Joe Biden.
Don't dare call them protesters. They were a riotous mob, insurrectionists, domestic terrorists.
So let me get this straight, Mr. President. Don't you dare call them protesters. When they're on the right, when they support Trump, when they hold beliefs that are different to your own, they are no longer protesters. Is that correct, Mr. President? They are now rioters and insurrectionists and domestic terrorists. Is that what makes them domestic terrorists, Mr. President? Because they disagree with you? Is that what it is? And here, last night, we have BLM and Antifa in D.C. screaming, "Burn it down." Listen, you can hear them chanting, "Burn it down." Are they terrorists, Mr. President? Are they protesters or are they rioters, Mr. President? When they destroyed thousands of businesses and burned down cities, were they protesters or were they rioters, Mr. President? That's what I want to know. I have yet to hear Democrats condemn BLM and Antifa for their violent actions. Yet Republicans and Trump supporters continue to be brought up on charges. Some of them are even laughable. Now, here you can see BLM and Antifa taunting police with flashlights as they walk by. I can't even imagine what they would do if Republicans did this. This would be the top story on every news station in the country. They would be reporting how Republicans are taunting the police and how they feel like they can't be arrested. But look at the BLM and Antifa. They're out in D.C. right now. Hardly anyone is reporting on this fact. We got all the video that we showed you today from the Washington Examiner. You can check online. It's still available there as of now. But the left is covering up a lot of things. The news is not bringing you all the stories. And, they're painting Republicans in a light that we're all extremists. And it's just not true. It's not true. There's not even a small amount of truth to the statement. These people are left-wing extremists. These people are bordering on the line of socialism. And it's just not something that we, the American people, are going to continue to accept. We're going to go ahead and hold both sides to the same standards, guys. I mean, you can't call one group out. Of course, yes, it was wrong that they entered the Capitol building. The protest, there was nothing wrong with that. It was a bunch of patriots that were exercising their First Amendment right. Those that entered the Capitol building, they should not have done that. That was wrong. But you cannot condemn the people that entered the Capitol building. Yes, they're condemn them. They're terrorists. Yet the people that burned down cities, stole from stores, caused a mass amount of violence are just peaceful protesters. I mean, where does your logic come from? Other than the fact that one side represents one set of core values and another side represents another set of core, if you call them values. That's the only difference. And we cannot hold our society to a double standard. We just cannot do that. Everybody has to be held to the same standard. We all have to be, held accountable for our actions. And that's plain and simple, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, American, visitor, illegal alien. If you break the law, you should be, held accountable for your actions. If you do something that's immoral, you should be held accountable for your actions. It's plain and simple, guys. We need to just start holding our elected officials accountable for their actions, whether they're Democrat, whether they're Republican. And that same goes with organizations like BLM, Antifa. We're Boys a terrorist organization? When have the Proud Boys burned down a city? I mean, BLM, Antifa has burned down cities, and yet they're free to run wild. Well, that's all the time that I got today, guys. That's about the hypocrisy of the left. Remember, we need to be fair and balanced, equal on both sides. We'll catch you next time on 5 Minutes with Paul on Right News America, the Truth Network.